Hello there. Before we begin into the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. What if Anakin was born in the Old Republic? At a young age, Anakin would be sold into slavery in the year 3695 BBY. Anakin's life would be similar to the main timeline at first, but when he was about 10 years old, he would be able to sneak out of his home and wander around the desert. One night, he saw a ship crash in the desert and Anakin would run over to try and help. He finds his escape pod mostly destroyed, and Anakin would continue to look around and find a young Jedi Knight in critical condition. Anakin helps him back to his home and does what he can to try and help the wounded Jedi. One morning, Anakin's mother would find out what has happened and would be reluctant to help at first, but in the end would see how much pain the Jedi is in and would eventually help. He would sense that Anakin is incredibly strong with the Force, so he decides to do what he can to free him from slavery, but is unfortunately unable to free his mother. He would be taken to Coruscant, where he would get his midichlorian count tested, and he would be considered the chosen one. They would train him in the ways of the Force, and when he was about 15, the Sith Empire would return, and the Great Galactic War would begin. Anakin would be pulled into the battle despite his master's wishes, with each passing battle he would grow in strength exponentially. Anakin would eventually defeat his first Sith apprentice by the age of 19 years old, which made him earn the rank of Jedi Knight. Skywalker would soon become one of the best duelists in the Order and had almost bested the Grand Master multiple times. The war would rage on, and the Sith would learn about Anakin's power and that he could potentially be a powerful ally to the dark side. Anakin would be able to defeat most Sith Lords by the time he hit 22. His power in the Force would be incredibly high, and his dueling abilities would rival that of Satele Shan. Anakin would come across Darth Malgus, and the Sith Lord would be instructed to kill him by any means necessary by a member of the Dark Council who is disobeying the rest of the Council's wishes. Malgus and Skywalker would enter an intense duel, and the Sith Lord would struggle heavily, which shocked him a lot. Anakin's furnace of a heart would tear through Malgus' defense and would almost kill him, but was caught off guard, and the Sith Lord knocked him out. Malgus would take Anakin to his ship and torture him to try and get him to turn to the dark side, but this would ultimately fail. The Sith would leave the room and would take a call by the Dark Council and explain the situation. During this, Anakin would manage to get free, find his saber, and take an escape pod. He would contact the Jedi and they would pick him up and send him to the temple. During this recovery, Malgus would think it's a perfect time to strike since the Jedi's most powerful ally is hurt and cannot fight back. The battle would commence as it would, but Anakin would be helped out through the back way and would eventually try to find Satele Shan. Anakin would continue to heal, but once finished he would be eager to go back to the fight. Satele Shan would try to relax him and teach him everything else that he needed to know to reach his full potential. Anakin would train consistently with no end and find things about the Force he had no idea even existed. This would strengthen his connection to the Force, and his dueling ability would become the best the Jedi has ever seen. After a while of this, he would be ready to help the Jedi and would win more battles, and Anakin would be able to kill many more Sith Lords, and he could take on 3 apprentices at once and fight without too much difficulty. This would all lead to the Jedi reclaiming many worlds and Anakin becoming the strongest Jedi in history of the Order. Anakin would lead the Jedi and the army to Dromund Kaas, where the most deadly battle commenced. Many Sith and Jedi died along with Republic soldiers. Anakin would tear apart the Sith Empire's army and would destroy thousands of their first day of the battle just by using the Force alone. Most Sith Lords would be there, including Darth Malgus. After 5 days, Anakin found Darth Malgus killing Jedi in one of the tallest buildings on the planet. He confronted Malgus, and the Sith Lord gave him one last chance to join him, but Skywalker refused once again. They would both enter an intense duel, but it wouldn't last too long, considering Anakin is near full potential and he would kill Darth Malgus. Darth Vitiate, sorry if I'm butchering that, had heard about Anakin and would want to end him before he would ruin his plan. the Sith Lord would fight Anakin, and they would both enter a much more intense duel than the previous fight. The fight would go from a contest of dueling to their powers of the Force. Anakin did struggle a little bit, but eventually would use his full power to destroy the Sith Lord. At this moment, Anakin had almost reached his full potential, and after the war ended, he'd be granted the rank of Master and eventually become the Grand Master of the Jedi Order. Thank you all for watching. I'm sorry that I didn't post this video yesterday. I've been very, very busy this week. I've started college, so yeah, I've been very, very busy, and I'll make sure to post 2 videos tomorrow. If you want to see a stop motion version of this, then let me know down in the comments below, since I'll be doing some more stop motion later in the year. Once again, thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and may the Force be with you.